So I look really bad. I have been depressed for the last 2 days. Yesterday I went to church because I didn't want to be in my house. And then I cried all day, slept, and then watched TV for 13 hours. Then I was supposed to do an interview today, but I slept through it because I don't know. And then I slept till 4. Then I woke up, I brushed my teeth, I tried to do my hair, and I went to Lake Carlton Arm. I love being by water, and like water, like, I don't know, it's just like so calming, so healing. Like all the good experience I had when I was younger, I was by water, so I love water. And also like the way I was raised, because I still live like I'm at Hope, good and bad. Like a lot of stuff that I like at Hope that I used to do, like, and I'm doing now, makes me feel, it comforts me. So I love being by water. I always try to find like water places just to sit and calm. And so I went there. I'm working on my breathing, and I'm depressed, so I am like trying to hold it together, but then I start crying because I'm starting to heal. I'm doing a lot of mental health stuff, and I'm starting to heal. And so before I was like so numb, like nothing can get in between me, nothing, like I felt nothing. But now that I'm healing, like I feel everything, and I'm not used to it because I've been numb my whole life. So little stuff like take me out for like whole days. And so I don't have like a nice looking face, and so I'm a server, and that's probably not a good field for me, but it pays well, and I don't have skills to do anything else. So, you know, this whole time I've been numb, like I just didn't care what people said about me. But, you know, now that I'm healing, and someone tells me that I look like a serial killer, which I know that I have a mean face, and I have very prominent, like, dominant features that are not very approachable. But, you know, someone saying that, or, you know, my coworker being like, hey, you know, all the other people asked me if you were crazy, you know. Before that would have just like, you know, whatever. But, you know, at the time I'm like, no, I'm not crazy, and I played it off. But then I didn't realize it really hurt me, and I, you know, go home, I start bawling, and I took out a whole day. Just laying in bed, being depressed, and all these other emotions coming up, and now me hating myself and hating decisions I've made. And this life that I created fit perfectly for my old self, my unhealed self. You know, this is exactly what I want. But now that I'm healing, I hate my life. I hate what I've created, and I cannot handle anything. And just like little things just take me out. Although I'm glad that, you know, I'm starting to feel stuff, and the more I like feel, the happier I am, because, or the more hurt, in the weird way, the more hurt I feel, the happier I am, because there's no way it makes me appreciate my body a lot more, because there's no way that I could have survived, like, growing up. There's no way I could have survived. And so I'm so happy for my body for just numbing me up and like making me like just so hard. I appreciate my body for that. And also I although the place I was at, they were not the best, but they tried their best, and like I appreciate that too. There's so many times where they didn't know what to do because nothing was working, and you know, they kept, like, you know, the head lady, every time they were trying to kick me out. What the heck was that? Every time they were trying to kick me out, you know, she wouldn't let them, and she just said that she knew that God wanted us here, and so she endured me being a terror and let us stay there. And so yeah, I appreciate that for her keeping us there. And we cut through so much generational trauma being there, and I was a terror, like our family was a terror, but they left us there. So I very appreciate for that. And also, you know, we were raised like boomers, so you know, everyone had trauma, but we were just told to push through it, get saved, push through it, get saved. And that's just how we were raised. And you know, for people like me that needed psychotherapy, like I need a lot of I need a lot of mental health stuff, you know, put the message of push through, get through it, don't cry, don't be sensitive, was not good for me. But I do realize that was just the time, and that was how we were raised. And so I appreciate where I came from. I appreciate all the memories I had, and I appreciate them doing the best they could with the little resources, and you know, just doing the best they could. And also I love and I appreciate my body for numbing me up and keeping me so like untouchable, like nothing, not even though it was bad for them, it was good for me because I survived. And there's no way, now that I'm starting to feel, I've never felt before, I've been numb my whole life, because you know, I was raised by mom, and mom's schizophrenic. She didn't understand like the connections, the bond, so I didn't really make a bond with my mom, and I really wasn't like held, or I just remember laying on the couch and just not moving. Like I know I have neurological like issues. I wasn't like fully developed, so I know I started off really rough, and I know that I just know I've been numb my whole life. But I'm so thankful for my body, because you know, now that I'm feeling feelings and stuff like that, they hurt, they really do hurt. And there's just no way I would have survived at Hope. There's no way. Yesterday I was like thinking about committing suicide, just because, you know, someone said I look like a psycho what is it? What am I thinking? Like a serial killer. Someone said that, and
at the light,
like,
turn right onto
I
State
hurt
Road
for the first time. I
54
felt pain. Like I felt it. Like I was crying. I'm like, and I'm new to crying too, but you know, most people have years to get used to stuff like this. Like to me, like, I don't know. I felt it so deeply, and I'm like, holy cow! There's no way I would have survived at Hope. There's no way, like, not being numb. And yeah, yesterday I was thinking about suicide, and I'm like starting to like make fun of myself, like, you're being a baby. But it's like, I just need to accept, because I mean, that's where you get the most healing. You start healing the most. It's just when you accept and you just be compassionate with yourself. And so I'm just accepting that because I'm healing, I'm so sensitive, and I would be considered like the baby of Hope. But I mean, I don't know, I just accept it. But I went to Carlton Arm. I went to by the beach, and I mean by the lake, and I was just, you know, like just thinking, and you know, then I started crying, and then I'm like, because I don't really cry a lot, so I started crying, and I'm like encouraging myself, like, you're doing, like, being my cheerleader for crying, like, good job, you're crying, you're processing emotions and stuff. Like, this is like how crazy, like I have taken like the parenting role of my own body. Like, so I like look at my body through I'm looking at myself, like encouraging myself in my head, which is crazy. So I'm crying, and I'm looking at myself, encouraging myself. I'm caressing my arms like I feel like a parent would, and I'm like, you're okay, you know, keep crying, keep processing. And I just start crying, and I'm like talking to God for a little bit, going in and out, and then going back to crying and thinking about like my life and stuff like that. And yeah, I just, every time stuff like that happens, I feel better. But then I'm also like, I really just made some progress, and I cracked my shell a little bit more. I'm healing more, and yeah, I'm happy. I'm still like a little depressed. I'm really scared to go to work because I can't handle stuff like I used to. So if people are, I don't know, if you know, people say I look like a serial killer, or if I leave the table and I can tell that they're like whoa, she's scary looking. Like, I know that I'll break down again, but I feel like the more it happens, the more I get used to it, the better I can handle it. But yeah, I'm very happy that the healing I'm doing it slowly but surely. I'm very thankful for my body for numbing me up like a numbing gel to help me keep going through life. And since I left Hope, I mean, I guess I was depressed my whole life. I would get spurts of being happy, but now looking back, I was depressed quite a bit. And also, like, I don't blame Hope because this is all like emotional stuff, and you know, they just back then emotions and mental stuff, health was just not a thing, you know. Like, therapy was only for like bad, like hurting yourself, like bad situations, you know. It was a last resort thing. And like, I was like so numb. I was functioning I was high functioning mental health person because I still follow the rules sometimes, and like, you know, I could adapt, but you know, they tried their best. And if I was, you know, a house parent, I had someone that just didn't care, didn't show that she was gonna make it, and like just not a good like kid, you know, I would be the same. There's so many kids there that were like that, and I was so like, get away from me, like so annoyed, like you know. And so I understand, and like I accept it. I wasn't like physically abused or anything like that, but I needed so much mental health. I need psychotherapy so bad. And you know, eventually I will get that once I, you know, get money and stuff like that. But I'm very thankful for this day. I had, for the other 2 weeks before, I had like high highs. I was so happy. I just started healing, like really healing, like 4 weeks ago. So the first 2 weeks were so amazing. Like, I had the highest highs. Like I they were amazing. And then, you know, this week was like just a terror. And you know, you have high highs and you have low lows, and you know, what counts is what, like, how you keep going through those high or low lows, like how you keep moving. And so I'm very happy. And yeah, that was today. I cannot wait to look back at these in a couple years and be like, this was where it all started, or, you know, whatever. But which I think I will. I know that our family is going to be so great, but that is where I'm going right now. So yeah.